In the darkness we moved, each footfall quiet, purposeful, bearing the gravity of unseen burdens. A man, ever nimble, slipped through an open window, gifting us silent passage. The brewery awaited. The air within was thick, soured with decay. This was no sanctuary of craft, but a temple of desecration, where beasts' flesh and man's blood mingled in sacrilegious distillation. We moved cautiously, and the lurking horrors were dispatched in mercy and swiftness alike. Among the accursed trappings of this place, we found an instrument of cleansing fire, the Damascena, recognized by Amend as a tool of purgation, born of desperation. Beside it lay words etched in quiet resolve. This is the final resort. Hail the Scalaire, H.I. The initials struck at my thoughts like the tolling of a distant bell. Henry Enander, a vicar whose fervent prayers seemed too impassioned, too desperate. Did he mistake devotion for salvation? The Radiant One requires no love, no zealotry, only purity in purpose. At a craftsman's bench near the entrance, a recipe for supposed holy tonics spoke a ghastly truth. Crossed-out ingredients painted a tale of desperation and corruption. Beast blood, alchemical oils, fish bile, each discarded in frantic, uncertain strokes until only human blood remained. How far has the sacred fallen, that hope itself should be distilled from suffering? The thought of it curdled the hole within me, and I turned from it in silent rebuke. Yet contemplation yielded to urgency, as unnatural luminescence called from the depths below the brewery, beckoning. So we descended, hearts tempered not by courage, but necessity. There, in the darkness beneath the brewery, we found the cradle of nightmare. A chamber littered with the dead, presided over by Vargas, a man consumed by madness. He welcomed us as he proclaimed us witnesses to his twisted progeny's birth. No human womb nurtured his offspring, only a creature, monstrous and vile, a perversion even among beasts. And upon the table, something moved. A carcass refusing stillness, a mockery of life, stitched and writhing. Nameless moved first, conjuring bindings of void and force. But Vargas, unmoored insanity, shattered the spell with sheer hatred, screaming vengeance for his blasphemous kin. Fire answered his fury. In an instant, flames consumed us, blinding and absolute. My vision blurred crimson, and the flames tore at me, grasping greedily at my porcelain frame. And when the silence returned, it brought only grief. Fractis, Amend, Nameless, even Avery, all fallen. I stood alone among them, my limbs trembling, and still I reached, not with miracle, but with memory. My hands recalled the rote motions of healing performed in hollow pantomime. But now, life answered, recalling a man in Fractis from oblivion's grasp. Vargas turned his wrath upon me.
Snap out the light.
He bellowed. He came for me. But then, deliverance. Light calls to light. And Borast answered. The Jaeger we had once aided, charging through the fire. Saber followed, steel drawn. A holy tonic breathed life back in the Nameless, while Saber and Fractis struck down the tortured horror upon the table. But then, Borast faltered, soul smothered in apathy by the thing that Vargas called wife. I would not leave him to that quiet doom. With my hands I returned him to himself, and with his own will he stood again. Vargas tried once more to engulf us in flame, yet we stood close, shielded by grit and proximity. And at last, his wrath met our steel. His fury was silenced, and with grim resolve we ended the abominations he called family. Gruesome, necessary work. And now, we stand at a grim crossroads. A creature still writhes in suffering. A brewery still drowns in sin. And above it all, a vicar's name still lingers like the scent of old blood.